has been dropped by SRG this entire year in GC. And Dre, it was against WADA. Mind you, it wasn't Sunset, but they were the one team that has pushed them so far.
Yeah, I mean, they ended up winning that series anyway, but it was very close. I mean, 13-6s for both sides on their map picks. And then that map 3, I mean, it was down to the wire. It probably should have gone OT, if anybody remembers. It was like a throw of a round from WADA on Icebox, but we are going to be starting on Sunset here. And I think that, you know, doing the prep up to this, when I was watching VODs, Doug, WADA looked extremely strong, and SRG, specifically their A-hold, was very weak. I'm wondering now if WADA have prepped for that, and they're going to do something about the weak elbow control, specifically that SRG had in their last match.
We do have the Neon. Looking like they're going to try to test that elbow control that you were just talking about, but instead it's a stun from Alexis. It's going to push them back.
And notice the shorty buy, Doug. This is something that Femboy is going to do quite a bit on this map on both sides. Just being a complete shotgun abuser is what I'm going to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so oppressive because, I mean, if you're not running into a shotgun, you're dealing with the chamber headhunter. It's just so annoying. So, indeed, engage on elbow here.
And Dodonut is alone. Stun will try to buy a little time. I like this reposition. Are they expecting Dodonut here? The Seas will not land. The span through his hooks. They try to double face. Dodonut gets one. Traded back, though. And again, in a position, Dre, like you were saying, where the hold is a little lighter. Now it's just Alexis, who's on an island, will succumb to the pressure of Femboy. And now rotation starting to arrive. A 3v3 on the site. Spike just now starting to commit to getting the plant down. And Femboy playing on a very dangerous line. Do they decide to aggress up? Astralis up first. All 3 kills going the way of SRG. The pistol for them as well.
Yeah, a good retake and a good clear of mid, to be honest, because if mid is not cleared before that retake comes in for SRG, that mid lurk from the chamber of Starbound would get so much impact and honestly probably end up just stuffing the retake entirely. Even though WADA had such a good start with that shorty control on the elbow, it just wasn't enough in that post plant. They tried to get close, but I mean, we saw elbow get punished already, right? So this is something that I think SRG are going to need to figure out, because you can't always rely on these 3v3 retakes on a map like Sunset.
Couple of things purchased up here for WADA and the next light armor on 2 members and a sheriff for Juna.
Light armor and headhunter buy. I think if you're SRG right now, you're aware of this type of buy. That's why you see Mel sitting on top of market. This is such an awkward shot to hit. Don't want to give these long range duels to the chamber. Keep in mind, Starbound, this main event stats 96 and 33 overall. That's plus 63, Doug. In what, 2 series?
Mel playing up on top of 10's box.
Absolutely ridiculous play.
Yeah, Astralis falling there. And now it seems like they're going to try to speed up A into the trips. Noya alone with the judge. 1 trip found, 1 kill found. In exchange, as Noya is continuing to dance around. The Spike is in a really awkward spot here, but Power Cell, they have slipped the net. That's 1 kill secured. Again, still the guns heavily in an advantage, excuse me, for SRG, and it's actually the utility that's going to come through on top. Very impressive.
Just a bombardment of utility, using your complete advantage of, you know, winning the pistol round. And yeah, it looked clean. So Shopify Rebellion like to do this passive A setup with the Cypher there, and Noya at times will always play that back default box, whether it's a judge or a rifle, it doesn't matter what it really is. And this is very similar to the last match as well. Shopify Rebellion did a lot of mid walks, specifically on pistol round. Now, remember, WADA in this series so far, on this map so far, have been taking a lot of mid control. This could work very well for Shopify Rebellion if they play their cards right.
There's a little bit of mid presence, as there was in the previous round, much like you were just saying.
Much more cautious approach, though, from WADA. They used a lot more Fade utility, an Eye, a Prowler being used as well. So not getting caught off guard by a potential 3-person walk down. Look at how worried they are, Mel playing on top of market now.
I mean, surely you can't get punished by that same spot again. I don't know that I blame them. Mel playing close by. Maybe not on top of the 10s box, but still in the vicinity. What's the plan for WADA here? They're getting a deep insert from Astralis mid. PowerPixel's holding a little bit of the line, but we're 45 seconds left on the round, and the spike hasn't made its way very far at all.
Yeah, it's just a very slow approach right now. Stun to set up Mel for a kill, but just ready.
Fortunately for them, Alexis and Sarah are there to try to pick up the pieces.
30 seconds left.
Donut's going to hear all of those rotations coming through. Guardian, not an ideal weapon in a fight like this, but they're going to try to get back to B. Juna has already gotten past the initial defense, has gotten past main, and Donut dealt with.
As you have no smokes on this cross.
Yeah, Noya only has a sheriff. That might be enough. Sarah first, traded back though. Noya will fall, leaving Alexis in a 1v2. 5 seconds left. The spike should get planted. Alexis finding the first. Stun up. 5 bullets left, and PowerPixel wins out the 1v1. WADA are on the board.
Oh, just barely through the skin of their teeth, surviving the bonus of SRG. I feel like SRG had such a good read on that entire round because of that mid fight that we saw. The flurry of trades going back and forth. And you were right. The time was ticking down so low for WADA. It didn't feel like they understood what they wanted to do exactly. It felt like maybe they were expecting SRG to like show them a little bit more towards that A side of the map where they were prodding with the neon. But, I mean, Juna taking that timing into B main was the reason why the site was able to be busted wide open. Now it's fast elbow control.
Paranoia connecting, and Femboy still gets a kill. That's something that you mentioned at the beginning, Dre. They might try to lean on, and they are finding success there. WADA establishing control on elbow.
Yeah, it's the SRG A fight is so awkward. It's like half in, half out. It's not decisive enough. You know, when Mel plays it, she uses that paranoia to kind of thwart enemies, but the neon just gets up close in your face. And obviously, as I was yapping, what a good from Dodo Nut. What is that follow-up, Doug?
Up online.
What?
4v2 for the round. The spike making its way to A. Plenty here as far as defensive reinforcements go.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult. SRG, as long as they play good disciplined style, it's going to be very tough to clear out Alexis in this backside of A.
Yeah, and that's if they get past Sarah. And I think they might know the stun. Sarah trying to peek around the corner.
I mean,
They are stuck.
neon stun thrown from across the map as well. This is just impossible. Yeah,
That's all right. Nobody saw that.
just to make things worse, right?
Yeah. Second time's the charm, as they say. Oh, Sarah was there to save the round the entire time. 3-1 the way of SRG. WADA kind of spun their wheels out there. But Dre, to go back to the point, your point about elbow control.
Yep.
For WADA, are SRG in a spot here where they have to increase defensive fortitude there, or what's the adjustment?
Yeah, you need a little bit more power behind it. If WADA are to just honestly just 5 group A and just hit the site over and over, after getting that first pick in the elbow, it's so easy, right? Because of how fast it's coming through.
Right.
But yeah, you either need to play it way more passively, like they have been with the Cypher setup, or you just need the neon there fighting. But I mean, with Dodo Nut getting picks like this, Doug, with the operator, and just being so like fluid with it, it's just impressive in its own right.
They're going to try to brute force their way into market. And again, it's a judge from Noya. TP will save you, but it's just a matter of time. 3 classics left for WADA.
One enemy remaining.
And Sarah, dude, Sarah, I know it's early days, but Sarah's on one today.
Sarah's had some ridiculous stats in this stage 1 as well. I think in second, actually, or stage 1. So Sarah's been popping off, like all tournament long, pretty much.
I wonder if we'll get a replay of that op kill, because here's the thing: Femboy was jump spotting that angle, and if the op was posted up market or mid, excuse me, then they would have it would have worked. The jump spot would have worked, but because of where Donut's position was, the jump spot was never spotted. There was no extra fire, so Femboy felt comfortable pushing mid, and it's just a tricky spot for Femboy to be in there.
Yeah, that's the power of the neon, being able to get in these these awkward spots just quickly, right? And I really love the way that Donut plays with the operator in general, whether it's on the Yoru, now it's on the Neon. In terms of that fluidity that I was talking about, like the ebb and flow of how Donut approaches the op and like just drifting around multiple spots, taking a shot in an aggressive spot of mid like that, repositioning to pick up, you know, B main or A main. If you notice her rotations of how she takes a shot in one spot and then goes to another, it's just like a masterclass. Like if you're an opper out there, you should be studying Donut's gameplay of these different layers and setups of like, okay, I'm taking this pick from A and then I'm falling back to B. It's just like there's always a plan with Donut and where the initial op goes. So now it's going to be an operator setup on this A side, and it's going to be an off angle. You know, the paranoia will hit. So the power of the Neon, though, is that you can kind of get out of these sticky situations.
Remember, it's what, 2 rounds ago, the paranoia hit, and Femboy was still able to dash into elbow and get a kill anyway.
I'm out of here.
See if they try that again, this time with the Prowler to push. Donut off on the line. There's that jump spot. And Donut's going to be able to get out. So they've left Alexis as a lamb to the slaughter, but the guns are starting to arrive behind him. Donut getting 1 kill with the ult. Astral is now down. And I missed it through all that. Starbound with the attacks on top.
1 enemy
They
remaining.
might be able to conceal this. I don't even think they know. Oh, they know now.
Yeah, nice jump spot from Noya. But yeah, it's not enough. Starbound cleans it up. Yeah, the attack side off is definitely something that Starbound likes to do on this chamber, and it makes the defense play a lot differently, right? You got to play more passive. You can't be jump spotting certain angles or jiggle peeking certain angles that you normally would to get info. But this is the A hit that I was talking about, Doug. It's SRG struggled to enter the site. And, you know, like I said earlier, when it came down to the pistol, the 3v3 retakes don't always go in your favor. So it's something that hasn't been figured out yet for Shopify Rebellion. And I think you're going to see WADA just, you know, send it A until it stops working.
Donut getting pushed again. It's the dash into elbow off of the stun.
Every time, Doug. Gonna sound like a broken record here, but the rotations did come into play here, and Mel, I believe, rotated. Oh, what a pick, Doug!
Yeah,
That's
Starbound
massive.
starting to heat up with the op. You're right.
But what a like. So the Omen ult was used from Mel on top of this box to control all elbow, but because WADA frees the round, it puts doubt in the minds of the defense, and that is pretty much what happens to enable Starbound to get that pick, right? You see,
Yeah.
I
And
believe
now
it
the
was
freeze again.
Sarah
Look at where
wanted to
Noy is
rotate
having to
top
play.
mid. Yeah, so awkward.
Mel alleviating some of that pressure. As Alexis gets another. The thing is, they were down in numbers, so it's going to take more than that. A heroic attempt at this round, but Noya left in the 1v3.
Again, right? Noya left to her devices, and
Yeah.
it's a semi-difficult 1v3 because that Vice Flash gets the info. But 2 of the members are low, right? Juna and Starbound around, you know, 1 shot range. Starbound is
And they're-
posted up with the op, though.
Yeah. The only one in sight proper is Power Pixel. Regen armor. Got not shot out. Noya pushing forward. The haunt cleared. 1 kill found. Now the ult popped. Noya pushing off the angle. Both landing as they dance around the box. Time is short. Bullets are even shorter. And I don't know how they pull this off. Starbound's going to secure the round. And WADA will get through to 3. What a mess that was.
Yeah, Noya actually did a great job of baiting out those operator shots from Starbound with the jiggles, giving herself an opportunity to honestly maybe steal that one away. But yeah, it just wasn't enough. I mean, that's very difficult. 1v3 is just too much of an ask. And now Shopify take a pretty early timeout, and there needs to be an adaptation made on this A site. You either need to brute force this fight and take the entire A line and force WADA to have to like re-clear with utility, or you just gotta commit to a full retake setup because clearly the holds from back, like it's that half in, half out that I was telling you about, Doug. That just is the bane of Shopify Rebellion's defense on A. You're probably going to see Noya pivot towards there, like maybe not in this round, but like in the next gun rounds, and just play off of some trips. So far, I feel like WADA have done a good job of settling, not getting picked off by Dodonuts operator, and enabling Starbound's op to come online, like you were talking about. And Femboy has been getting so much value with this judge on A. Now you can really throw, you know, a quick market split if you want with that judge as well. Like, the map kind of opens up for you now because of all that pressure you've put onto the A side of the map for WADA. And I think that's why you see them already leaning towards that B. This is a really good follow-up call after a timeout. Understanding what you've shown the other team for the last, 3 rounds at A.
And you're right. SRG stacking all that A because of the pressure that they've shown, and successful pressure too. I mean, if they can ram their heads into the wall A and it's not working, then no reason to change it. But WADA have already gotten out onto the site. They're around ahead of what SRG are thinking here. It's very nice to see.
Push might. I was gonna say might get punished.
This does. This round looks like it's pretty secure, so I don't think this is going to happen. But I will say, one of their Achilles' heels historically has been situations just like those, where they scale up a bit too far after getting an advantage, and those are the ones that go a little topsy-turvy. Yeah,
it is an awkward map to play now, or an awkward site to play now, though, in the post plant. So you do see a lot more teams now fighting for market control or deep CT control. Or boba, I should say, just because of the nature of how the changes are on this map. You can't really play back in B main anymore. It feels so awkward now with the changes that they made to Sunset.
Yeah, it's
it almost feels like if you play out of sight, like you just lose. So I'm not against it, but yeah, I mean, you did have the gun advantage, you know, so maybe just let the judge do work when that retake comes in. But you know, they're here for a reason, and they secure that round win. So after showing just a quick B look, if you look at the minimap, they're already positioned towards A again.
To go back? Yeah, this is a beautifully called game from WADA so far. They have found where it hurts for SRG, and they've pressed there. And now they're in a position where they're once again kind of a round ahead, so to speak. Yeah, but it's a fake. You got the stun, the wall goes up, the replayer's here. And they also have 4 ults to play around, Dre.
Face your fear!
That's a quick speed up towards A. That first trip gets sniffed out by the Prowler too, so it gets broken. No value there, no spam kill there. Cages just away, maybe for long enough?
Maybe. It seems like they're waiting for the right time to go, and now that the things have been committed onto, Donut falls. Very nicely done by Juno. They're dropping the Rolling Thunder too. Spike's still not planted. No late flank. All eyes set forward. Pixel succeeds in getting Spike down. What else do they have behind this? They don't have any more ults. SRG. Maybe they're waiting for Alexis' stun to come back up? Or they're just going to drag face that smoke. Femboy waiting on the other side with the judge. Bit too far. 30 seconds left on the stun. Not going to be up anytime soon as Alexis gets a second kill. Numbers away of the attack, though, as WADA in a comfortable position. Waiting for the defuse to come through. Mel's going to stick it. Mel takes it all the way down.
And this is what I was talking about, Doug. The awkwardness of playing in B main. It's just too difficult. Even in a, what was that, a 2v4 or 2v3? Even when you're up,
2v3, yeah.
Right, even when you're up numbers, it's just so awkward to play there. The spam is just, it's just not the same as it used to be. So Shopify end up stealing this round away. Let's just say it how it is. Femboy did a good job of disrupting the initial layer of the retake. With Starbound getting that pick through the smoke, you think that it's the diffuser. Doesn't matter because you're on to the next round, and it's a Bucky buy in the top mid. Economy still looking bad for Shopify, even though they win that round.
Yeah. They've managed to get through. Starbound inserted back mid. A very nice shot to the right. Donut falls. Noya does too. It wasn't ultimately at the hands of the Bucky, but the assist will come through. WADA flirting with 5. Femboy might get more. Enough of a warning shot there to take a step back. Hang on. 2. And Astralis instantly shuts the door on that. 3 on the round for the Omen. WADA ties up at 5.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be a way in, but then Astralis just decides to turn it up, landing that nice three-piece. Really heating up right now. Astralis is a player that kind of goes under the radar quite a bit, but like we've seen monstrous performances specifically on the Omen.
Yes, agreed.
And
Astralis is quiet, and then all of a sudden Astralis just takes over. It's like,
I feel like that's going to be huge for WADA. I feel like if you want to actually be able to take out Shopify Rebellion, it can't just be the Starbound Chamber show, right? It has to be a full team effort.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. I missed what gun Femboy had there, but
Judge.
I have a sneaking suspicion it was a judge, yeah. And so that's now kills found on the extremities, and WADA all of a sudden, with a minute 20 left in the round, don't have any options.
You kind of left to have to just group up a Dodo Nut picks off Starbound as well. Another two-piece operator play from Dodo Nut. Has definitely seemed to be a big key point of success for Shopify Rebellion, but not done yet. That tether does connect onto Alexis.
Still 2v4 there. Now, all of a sudden, a 2v2 turns into a 1v1. What in the world are we watching? Power Pixel doing everything they possibly can to get WADA across the finish line here.
And when you plant this spike, excuse me, I was gonna say when you plant the spike, you do get the fade ult, but
Last round.
yeah, I guess Noya this time being in a 1v1, the odds are way more in her favor. I mean, she almost pulled off a 1v3 earlier, right, Doug?
Yeah. I mean, it was, and I mean, that whole round was way closer than it should have been. You mentioned it. It was a 2v4, and then you blink and you're down to a 1v1, and if not for Noya's serendipitous positioning, we're probably having a different conversation.
Yeah. I will say the last time these two teams played, it was very chaotic like this. I mean, there was a bunch of thrifties going on.
You want to
felt
play?
like
Let's
the
play.
fundamentals at some point kind of got lost, and it really came down to those mechanics.
Dodo Nut doubling down with the ult. Power Pixel instantly extinguishes that fire. Now Noya pushing backside. Astralis dealt with it. A double swing and double death. Mel there to help. For a second there, I thought Noya got both as well.
Right?
I heard that in your voice. I felt the same way.
It looked like it was right on target. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll take the support any day of the week. I think that kill would have went through, though, either way. There's no way you're winning this one. 1v4, you're stuffed after that relocation, and I mean, you kind of just have to hope that you land a spam kill at this point.
And then 3 more.
Yeah, right. There's a brief stun back online. That's a pick, though.
Not spam.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, best case scenario, Doug, you wait 2 seconds and you TP out after you kill somebody
30
close.
seconds left.
Teleport's ready.
That's the smoke.
Oh!
Okay. All good. All good. Never in doubt. There's no way SRG we're ever going to lose that round. They get to 7. It's 7-5 half on Sunset.
Absolutely ridiculous.
One enemy
Teleport's ready.
Ray Quaza that we were listening to.
remain. Last player standing.
Just
You also-
an absurd last round, Doug.
Oh, yeah. And you also see there why, there are so many people who comment on, wow, it's just a Chamber 1 trick, and why is Chamber getting so much play, and can Starbound play anything else? And yeah, I'm sure Starbound can, but then also, why would they? When you see plays like that, like, I mean, no need to reinvent the wheel. If you're good on Chamber, then guess what? Play Chamber.
Yeah, here's that spot that we saw Dodo Nut play from earlier on the Neon. And it's something you're going to see Starbound go for a lot with that operator in hand as well. Obviously, this is the pistol round until the Headhunter used, but mid control into an A split.
Oh, gosh. Yep. That little fadeaway is pretty.
There.
He's here with the shorty, though. Shotguns every single round, huh?
I mean, it's gotten them this far. And it's a criminal amount of success. I don't know how Femboy gets away with that. Even the dink there is just nuts. Really nice position from Sarah. Lying in wait.
One enemy remaining.
Pretty. Very well done. SRG cruised through this pistol.
This might be a flawless pistol as well, and much like the first time these teams met, the first map, both pistols should go the way of Shopify Rebellion. And that puts WADA in a really tough spot, because you want to get that operator online, and not winning pistol kind of, it just makes it even that much more difficult. You really have to manage your economy in this round. Like, Starbound, I don't even know if you'll be able to get an operator online for the bonus, right? Shopify's bonus. Bar Thrifty, which, as I said before, the last time these two teams played, there was plenty of Thrifties from both sides.
Yeah.
Icebox was back and forth, Thrifty after Thrifty after Thrifty. But this is just the first map of the series. Both teams are still like easing into things, I would say. So probably won't see anything crazy quite yet. There's a walk down mid though for the chamber of Starbound. Mel, ready for this?
Expecting the close angle. You saw the crosshair much further down, but Starbound taking a bit of a deeper angle, if you will. Manages to stay alive through that. So you take a look at the buy for SRG. A couple of Bulldogs, a Guardian, but it's a Ghost that gets the first kill.
Great tracking.
That's all it is. Yeah, very, very nicely done. Not enough to net a second kill, but I mean, you see why. You see why Noya is so damn good.
And now because of all that flank utility, Paranoia was just used, so that's not gonna be used in the post plant here. And there's a late flank from Power. I don't know if WADA are actually gonna go for this, or more so just try to get exits. Yes, they are.
Yeah, I was wondering too, given their positioning earlier, that yeah, maybe they would just play for exits and just die to the spike, you know, what have you. But yeah, I'm surprised that they're trying this, especially this late in the round. They've got to convert these kills. Instead, they feed ult orbs over to SRG as they get to 9, and they cruise on.
Hey, I mean, they did take out 3 members of Shopify Rebellion with a very light buy. So I guess that is a good bright side for WADA. You kind of get to see how Shopify Rebellion want to play their post plant towards that B side of the map as well, which it kind of looked like they want to play out more with just one person inserted. But notice the notice the plant of Shopify Rebellion being on like the actual B, like the B wall instead of like in that cubby. It's a lot easier to play main when you plant it because it's just a one-way spam.
Right? Yeah. Team trying to clear some of the early utility. The Thorns will get popped, and so as SRG try to push through the smoke, they're greeted with Thorns and Thistles. Either way, 1 kill found, traded back. And SRG still managing to get the strike down. The success that they're finding on this side, I know it's an early attack act for them, but is really impressive.
It's even more impressive because it's against the double Senti comp.
Yeah. And boy finding the first, Starbound looking for more. Instead of SRG choosing to take that fight, they decide to double down a little bit more. Alexis has already gotten one Donut, the only rifle left in the round. Alexis has done their job, leaving Donut in the 1v1, leaving the round to go with SRG.
That's a huge bonus round to win for Shopify Rebellion. It coming down to a 1v1, you got to point out Noya with that trade onto Juna. The wallbang sheriff shots. If Juna gets away unscathed right there and that trade doesn't come through, all of a sudden this post plant's a little bit more difficult. But Alexis, big impact too, killing the Neon.
You had it coming.
With just a sheriff. I think Alexis had 2 kills there as they were attempting to flood on that retake. And again, without those 2 kills, it was just Donut with the rifle there. And then who knows kind of how that round goes. So massive out from Alexis. Donut securing the 1v1, securing the kill in the next round as well. You see the buy for WADA. It is abysmal.
Yeah, and that I think that was Femboy had a rifle there as well. The only rifle now is gone. And this is something that is so important to do when you're running a breach against a non-breach comp. Is that stun from tiles that goes horizontally across A main. It hits all of main and elbow. It's just so broken.
Astralis paranoid for just a moment. Goes the flood out for market. There it is. Mal gets the kill onto Astralis. And so Juna's now left trying to anchor the site by themselves. And bless your soul, Juna's not around for long.
Way too difficult. Shopify Rebellion maneuvered around this round extremely well. That breach stun, getting the punish onto Femboy off the top of the orb, or even just an audio cue. Slide out from Dodo Nut. It's just too difficult to hold A against the breach like that. And then when you're able to just pivot because of the deposit that Noya had into B main, it just makes the map feel so small. And
yeah,
there's just so many questions in the heads of WADA.
Yeah,
Of where's
it's
Shopify
instantly
gonna
suffocating. Yep. And when you are in that position and you're already feeling the half kind of get away from you, you got bonus, you didn't win the pistol, it was kind of a close half, and then, you know, when you're starting to run away with it like that, there's the stun that you were talking about. And then all of those things are starting to come through, and you see how deep the bag is for SRG. This is where they create so much separation from other teams. This is where SRG are at their best.
Yeah, and it's very impressive prep work done, because even when I was watching the VODs of when WADA last played this map, their A fight, I was instantly thinking the same thing. I mean, that breach stun that goes from tiles can really punish the way that WADA like to fight A, because oftentimes it's Power in elbow with Femboy starting, and Power will throw a Prowler. If the Prowler connects, then there'll be a stun out from Femboy. Like, that Prowler connecting onto A main is the cue of, okay, we're going to drop more utility here. But the fact that Shopify Rebellion are just very patient, calm, wait for that Prowler, and just wait like 5 seconds off a barrier to use that stun, it catches, you know, the A default play from WADA just completely off guard. And now you have to approach that A fight differently, because you got punished on your normal A fight.
Right.
And can you make those changes on the fly when you're down 11-5?
That's hard. In a 1 minute timeout, too.
Yes.
I mean,
on your map pick? I mean,
yeah.
This is a very rough spot to be in for WADA. Anything you do now is just going to feel so damning. Are you going to go for the same plays you normally would? If you do, Shopify Rebellion are on match point if you get punished for them.
And this almost feels like a must-win round, not just because it's map point, like you were saying, but also the finances are in a really bad spot.
Yep.
They've bought down to 0. I mean, if they don't win this round, they're on an eco for the next round to close out the half. Either way, they roll out the Roll of Thunder. SRG do. Femboy gets swatted out of the sky as Dodo Nut is just putting the finishing touches on a slaughter of a second half.
Oh, what an entry. The Neon slide is just so tough to hit. It's so difficult. Everybody knows that pain.
I remember the first time I tried shooting at a Neon sliding across the screen, and I just got so pissed. Dodo Nut gets 3 on the round, finally gets taken care of by Juna. And now, note here, we've seen 2v4s get way, way, way closer than they should have.
Yeah.
And that's the exact spot we find ourselves in. It is just Juna and Astralis.
Got a fault line back up now from Shopify. You don't even need to use it.
No,
this is the
nicely
plant
done.
spot that allows you to actually play in B main. This is the one that I was talking about earlier.
Match point.
Because like I said, all you need to do is just spam on the wall, and you're bound to get the hit.
Right. There is no, like, what side are you diffusing from? Left side, right side, whatever. Yeah. There's just the one side. You're absolutely right.
So silly.
It's dumb, bro. Yeah, it was Balla the first time.
Yeah.
And so Balla, who's already, you know, I miss the mess out of that guy. He's insanely good at Valorant as it is, and then he's just Tokyo drifting across my screen. It's whatever. I still have nightmares. An eco for WADA. Guardians, a Spectre. Starbound's ult, though, could be the difference maker. I think if you're SRG here, Dre, are you looking to find that and then going the other way, or what's the play?
I think it has been the game plan in general for Shopify Rebellion on this attack side, and it will be on every single map. You know, find out the common spots that Starbound likes to play, and either one, you kill bomb Starbound out of those spots, or two, just go the other way.
Right.
And for the most part, the setups of WADA on their defense is having the double senti towards this B site. So I'm actually impressed with how Shopify have been abusing the double senti on B. It's kind of been like just interesting to me, because I feel like, you know, you think of Breach, you think of this play right here of just being able to fight back on A. the fact that Shopify have had so much success against the double Senti comp on that B side of the map just makes me believe that it's just cooked for WADA, right? Yeah, it's just like, if that's not gonna hold, and like what will?
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, if you can't figure that out, good luck trying to figure out the hard stuff.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. Power pick cell falls. Donut's already gotten one on the round. SRG in a position here where, unless I jinx them, will throw a perfect second half against WADA.
Jeez.
And look at that. I didn't curse him. Caster curse is not real. 13-5 for SRG as they best WADA on Sunset.